Hi guys, how are you doing? I have no idea what's going on with you this week. Um, I am recording this. We just entered Gemini season. We just had a new moon. I have no idea what's going on in the sky right now. I don't know much about astrology to know, but I know the big stuff. We just had a new moon and we just entered Gemini season this week when I'm recording this video. Okay. The videos before, I felt a really intense energy, and there were a lot of um, energy moving through you, I would say. That's how I felt, there was like some, it's almost like when, I don't know if you've heard about Kundalini, but it's almost like when your Kundalini is awakening, like you actually feel your energy going through your body. And usually, like, when you're also like doing healing and Reiki and other energy stuff, you start to feel in really specific chakras, right? The last video was a lot about the heart chakra, like that your heart was cracking open. Anyway, of course, I know that is not for everyone, but today I don't have a message, but again, like I said, I feel the energy really strong. And today, the energy is coming really strong on the third eye. It was actually really funny because this morning I woke up with, it's actually kind of stupid, but the other day I bumped into like the corner like of a wall in my home. It was like extremely like stupid, and I bumped like this part of my head. Okay, so like here a little bit up the ear. Anyway, it was really like the corner, the yeah corner or edge. I don't know which one's the best to say, but anyway, I bumped like out of nowhere. I was just like making my cacao drink, and then I was going to the bathroom, and I just bumped on the wall. But anyway, but then it was fine. It was a little sore, but it was fine. I wasn't feeling anything. And then this morning, I actually like last night, I started to like feel a little bit on this side of my head, but it was funny because like I would press it and like was a little bit sore, but was kind of fine, you know. But then last night I started to feel a little bit weird, and then this morning I woke up with like this part of my body like in pain. Okay, it was hurting this part. And anyway, I didn't take any meds or anything. I actually did some. I am. I actually have never done Reiki. I'm not attuned to Reiki, but sometimes I practice like energy healing on my own way. And I think sometimes helps. I don't know. It's just like I try to put intention and mentalize, that kind of stuff. Anyway, and then it was funny because then I had like an appointment in the morning, and I went to the appointment, and then I was fine. It was like I never had this, like, it felt like a headache, but just on this side. So I don't know if something happened to you, like if you bumped your head or something happened like on this side, on your right side of your head, that could be like a sign that this video is for you. But yeah, it's like was really like weird because it felt like a headache, but like was just on this side. And like I said, like I touched here, it's a little bit sore, but like I don't think that was the cause, for like this to hurt. Anyway, and then then I went through my day. I had a lot of stuff, did my hair, get my hair done. Went to a birthday party. It was like pretty chill, but like I was feeling like my intuition today kind of, I'm not gonna say wild, but it was really like on point, I would say. It's like it wasn't like wild, but it was like, okay, this is how we're gonna do today. And I was like, cool, let's just keep going. And then I was going through my day like fine. There was an appointment that got canceled. Actually, like for the second time, like it was to be tomorrow. It was supposed to be last night, but it got canceled. And then it was supposed to be tonight, and then it got canceled. And then it was funny because when I was getting my hair done, I was thinking that I really wanted like to go out for dinner, okay? But then I was thinking if I went after this appointment, it would be maybe too late. Anyway, I was like with this in my mind. I wasn't sure if I would really want to go after, because then it would be like after 10 p.m. Anyway, and then it was funny because then I was driving. I got my hair done, and then I was driving to this appointment, and then I texted the person saying that I was going to be like 10 minutes late. And then she texted me back saying that she would have to cancel. And I think it's funny, like when things get canceled like this, because it was yesterday and then got canceled and today got canceled too. I always pay attention to those things because sometimes when things are getting canceled, they're not really supposed to happen. Okay, you're not supposed to be there. Okay, so that's what my thought was. It was like I wasn't supposed to be there at that place with those people. It was just not meant to be. And then today, and then what ended up happening was that I actually went out for dinner. I was like, well, I'm out already, and I was already thinking to go out for dinner, so I took myself out for dinner tonight. It was really nice. I did that. I totally recommend. People, they usually don't like doing things by themselves, but it's pretty good to be by yourself and be comfortable with yourself. Okay, so anyway, I went out for dinner, and awesome dinner. Like I felt like pretty like well because there was like so much food. I even brought food home, and I had this feeling of like abundance, like that, wow, you know and to be where I am, to like be really grateful for like being where I am, to being able to go to the restaurant that I went, to have the food that I had, to bring home some food, you know. Anyway, I had this feeling that I was really abundant. And then on my drive back home, my forehead was like I don't know what happened, but my forehead just like I had this pressure, like it was like really in the middle, like on the third eye. So, and like all the way back home, all the drive, all the way, all the drive was like weird. it was almost like, I don't know, things were off. You know, it wasn't like off, but like it's almost like I don't know how to explain, but it was almost like things were not like really happening outside. It was just like me driving my car, you know. So anyway, I don't know if you guys went for a drive, maybe like to think or to like you run away for something. I don't know, just came to my mind. So anyway, it's just like I felt really strong this pressure on my third eye, and it didn't come really a message, like specific message like usually does, but what's coming to me is that you're like you're integrating you know, like things are adding up, things are, you know, integrating, if I'm saying right, I don't know. But like your chakras, you know, I would like to say like your sacral, your heart, and your third eye chakra, they're like really starting like to work together. And I feel like your third eye today is like really on point. Perhaps like perhaps there are things happening today that is making you believe in your intuition. Okay, that's yes, that's what's coming to me. Is because like right now I'm more used to my intuition, so like I just like go for it. But like when you really start to understand how your intuition works, it's funny because things start to happen and you're like, okay, okay. So like perhaps then that's the thing. You are being showed how your intuition works. I love that. I oh guys, I love that because that's when things happen. When things really start to happen. When you start to like really trust your intuition. It's so crazy. Like things will feel weird. Okay, like sometimes will happen things that you're like, nah, that's not possible. But yeah, they will just happen. You know, it's just like siren. Yes, it's like that. It's like it's going to make some noise, like blink things on your face, and to really show you the way that your intuition. And like if you are a really like anxious person like me, I started to understand how how the anxious voice is, and how my intuition voice is. So like when you realize the difference, is like wow, guys, it's a totally different story. It's like so that's what I feel. Okay, I wasn't actually going to record anything, but then I felt called to record this for you because I think your intuition is your third eye and your crown chakra. They're like, you know, like the energy is coming through you, and guys, that part is so fun. It's kind of scary, but it's so fun. But for real, like I feel that that's what's going on right now. Okay, your intuition is on point. You're actually like understanding your intuition, you know, like realizing how it works, what it means to trust your intuition, you know, what is intuition, because a lot of people, they don't really get it, what really is. So yes, I think like things are being shown to you right now for you like to really trust your intuition. I am excited for you because when that part starts, it's just like it just gets better and better and better and better and better. I'll tell you a story about intuition, and it was when like was starting for me. Okay, so there was this day I was working, and then okay, so then it was in the afternoon. I was going to be like to just do a chill afternoon at work, but then I was feeling that I had to go to the mall. Okay, so I was feeling that I had to go to the mall. I had no idea why. I had no idea why. Because I didn't like needed to buy anything, or like I wasn't planning to go to a mall at all. And okay, then I was like, I don't know. But then something happened that I had to pick up someone in the afternoon, like out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, I'm already out, so I'll go to the mall again. And when that happened was like, and I was starting to understand about meditation. Okay, then I started to think which mall I would go, right? The first mall that came to my mind was like, I'm going to the nearest mall, right? I'll say like mall number 1. Okay, so mall number 1 was the nearest mall to me. And then I was in the car and I was like, well, but what am I going to do there? Right? I started to ask myself, what am I going to do there at this mall number 1? Because I was like, I really wasn't, I don't get it why I want to go to that mall. What I'm going to do there. Okay. And then I asked that like 3 times in my head. And then there was like the red light. And I stopped. And then I looked to my right. No, my left. I looked to my left. And there was this bus saying mall number 2. And I was like, oh, so I guess I'm going to know mall number 2. Literally, guys, there was a bus with the name of another mall. And it was like a scene. And it was like number 2 mall. Okay. So then I went to that mall. And I was still like really new to tarot and stuff. You know, I was buying most of my things online because, well, it's just easier, right? I've never gone to like a real store, you know, like to buy tarot, like by that time, or anything else. I've never been like before that. Anyway, by that time. And then we ended up in this mall. There wasn't any store like that, but we ended up at a bookstore. Anyway, and I also was thinking like earlier before that I wanted like this Starbucks drink, the mango dragon fruit. And then I got one because there was a Starbucks there. Wow. And then okay, then I just started to walk at the bookstore. Okay, I was walking, and then I end up like at a part of the bookstore that I don't really go much. I've been there before, a lot of times, but I don't go to that section in specific. And I don't know, I just wanted to go there. And then I got there. There was like all this tarot stuff. And that week I was thinking that I wanted to buy a deck just for me, just from the readings that I do to myself, right? To don't share the energy. So yes, and then like I found all this like cool stuff. And then like for me it was like, well, I didn't even like think that like a bookstore would have those things. You know, like that's how I would say naive, you know, because I really like didn't know, for real. And it was like boom. That's why I was there. That's why I was called there. They wanted to show me that like I can find things in other places, right? And they took me to something that I was thinking about, that I wanted to buy a deck just for myself. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, that's how intuition works. Like the universe will send you like lots and lots and lots of signs. Okay, lots and lots of signs. Numbers, especially when they will like sometimes you get like crazy stuff on the mail. I've got some. It's pretty cool actually, but like, you know, they will find a way, but you also need to be open to see the signs. And it's there where your intuition enters. Like that's why your intuition is open. It's important because when your intuition is attuned, you can see the signs. You're open to see the signs, and then you just like start following the signs, and then like things start to. Sometimes things won't make sense at first, but when like things keep happening, you will make sense eventually, you know. So like one thing too that I recommend you, if you'd like, is to keep track of things. Like not everything is a sign, but if something caught your attention, like a color, a shape, a place, a number, anything, if you're seeing like the same numbers over and over again, if you're seeing like those I don't remember how to say, but like when you say like they're not like totally mirrored, but like mirror numbers too, okay? But like when there are for example 1221, okay, 1331, and it's funny because I just look at the timer and it was 2332. So anyway, pay attention to those things. If you like to check it out what those numbers can mean, you know, it's always cool to keep a track of those things, especially like when you're new to it and you're trying to understand. But even though like even I still do it till today, even though like I'm more attuned to my intuition, I still do it. I think like it's nice to keep a track of it. Okay, so let's go to tarot. I talked a lot. If you guys have any other questions about this stuff that I just said, just text me or comment and we can talk about it. Okay. I can record a video just with the questions if anyone have one. But anyway, let's go. I want to check her energy first. Okay, let's see. How's your energy right now? Okay. Yeah, I do feel that we should keep these cards. We got 3 of Wands. And we got Justice. By the way, I'm using this cool deck here. I think it's a really cool deck. I got called to I felt called to use this. I think they're really cool. The back, they're silver. Anyway, I think it's really cool. So for energy, you have like Three of Wands and Justice. I don't know, but maybe like red roses can mean something. Capri sunset can also mean something. Mountains, boats. Yeah, I don't know, just came to my mind. But anyway, Three of Wands and Justice for our energy right now. So like, it's a really like interesting energy of. It's almost like, so like the Three of Wands, it's almost like you took another step, okay? Because perhaps you were planning, you were in your head about like what you want to do, what you don't want to do, where you want to go. Like you were like planning something, you know. And then like you took one step that was like, okay, I'm starting to really like start taking steps towards that, you know, like to really like do something about it. So like I feel like you actually made up your mind about something, but for that to actually happen, to actually like be able, like for you to actually be able to take another step, I think it needs like to have like a balance. It needs to like have something, almost like you need to surrender to something. You see this guy here, he's like holding like two guns, but it's, I don't know, it's almost like he's surrendering the guns, you know. It's like, yeah, he's like, hey, it's almost like I'm done fighting, I'm done with the war, you know, I'm done like hurting people or someone, or like in this situation, like you're just done of like perhaps, or perhaps you were using these guns to defend yourself, but like you also feel that is you're done, that you don't really need to defend yourself that much, you know, and you need to like actually surrender. So that's what's coming to me. Okay, at the bottom we have the Lovers. What it could mean that is something that you love, is that this energy that you're taking another step, it's towards something you love, you know. Can be a person, situation, thing, you know, it can be anything, but it's something that you love, something that you want. And I feel like it's something that you want to be in balance, because we have Justice, and the Lovers is also a little bit about balance things. And then at the top we have the Knight of Wands, that I feel that is like, it's actually funny because at this card, this guy looks kind of scared, you know. And the Knight of Wands, I feel like is when you are understanding what you really what you're really like attracted to, what makes you happy, what makes you like fiery, you know, like what makes you feel like the fire inside you. And but when you actually start to find that out, it can be a little bit scary, right? Because you're not sure if it's like, if it's the right thing for you, or if it's the right thing at all. But like, remember, there's no like really right and wrong. No, is there's only the choice that you choose. That's the thing. You have free will. So anyway, um, but yeah, but like perhaps you're scared about like how you're feeling, what or who or how you're attracted to something or what or someone, and that is maybe giving you this energy of like taking another step, but perhaps you're like trying to surrender because you're not really in a position anymore. You don't want to be in a position anymore that you're gonna be fighting like over something that it doesn't make any sense. Okay, that's what comes to my mind. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I'll go straight for your intuition. Okay, so what's the advice for you about your intuition right now? Okay, we have the Page of Cups. I'm not really sure what's going on here on this card. I'm not sure what she's holding. If you guys know, let me know. I don't know. What is this? Okay. Then we have the Nine of Cups. That is a journal. And then we have the Empress. Okay. So I will start with the what you should know about your intuition. Okay. So I feel that there's a person involved, that perhaps you're having dreams, or your intuition is being called to a person in specific, and that person is the Empress. And just remember, we don't have gender in tarot, so I know that it's the Empress, but it's just like it's someone or something. Okay, so if it's a person, it's someone that it's really nurturing, is really caring, it's really like you probably like see that person like as like if the person I'll say like if it's a woman, this person, for example, if she has kids, it's a person that you really see that she's a good mother, for example, that she's nurturing, that she takes care of people, that she cares about people. Okay, and let's say it's a man, it could be a father, that it's a caring father, a caring like person that cares about people and show that they care about people. Anyway, like I said, there's no gender, but it's a caring person, that you see, and the person that shows that they are caring towards other people. And the Empress is usually like, the Empress energy is usually a person very nurturing and very like knows how to control their emotions, is like mentally stable. It can be like really like aware of themselves, yeah, has. It's like it's a combo, right? It's like that person that you maybe think like, oh, they got, they got everything. You know, this like it's a combo. So I think there's a person that perhaps your intuition has been called you to, um, and if it's a situation, it is a situation that brings you that feeling of like nurturing yourself. You know, like if it's a job, if it's a place, is that gives you that feeling of nurturing, of being cared. Okay. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. What comes to my mind with the Page of Cups and that card, like exactly the way it is right now, it's almost like you're scared of what you've been showed, what what you have, yeah, what the universe is showing to you. You're probably like scared. You're not getting it. You're scared. You don't know what to do with that, and yeah, that's the thing. I think you're scared. You don't understand yet how it works. But let me tell you something. We usually are scared of things that we don't know. So, for example, pentagrams, right? A lot of people say a lot of things about pentagrams. But a lot of people, they don't know what a pentagram actually is, what really means. Okay, and up there, and so many other stuff like skulls, or you know, and there's also this example that I heard the other day that is like when people, when I'm not good at names, guys, sometimes, but like the person who found out the electricity and the light, to be more specific, though there's like things, papers saying that like actually people were scared when they saw light, you know, like a bulb with a light for the first time, because they thought it was like dark magic, you know. And well, it's something that we are all used to it because we learned how to see it for what it is, right? So I understand about being scared. Okay. So I think that's the thing right now. You're scared. You don't know what to do about it. Then we have the Knight of Cups. And it's funny that it has a journal there, because it's like I said, I think right now is something that you should do, like track the signs, you know, things that you think is a sign. Okay, you don't have to track everything you see, but like, but yeah, I think you should track or talk to people. They just say out loud, because I think that was one of the things that it got me believing in myself and believing in my intuition, was actually saying out loud to people. But if you don't want to, start journaling, okay, the signs, and perhaps at some point it will make sense, like after you journal a few days. And again, I feel there's like this person or situation that is really nurturing, and your intuition is being called to. And this Empress card is actually pretty cool, because here's is the Empress, and I like the color purple, because the purple, it is like about intuition and the crown. Okay, so the third eye is more like an indigo, right? Like a really dark blue, but purple is the crown and is the color of intuition. So like people who are really attuned to their intuition, their aura is usually purple. So you see here, so probably the person or the situation, like I would say person right now, just for a moment. So bear with me. If it's a person, this person is probably like someone really attuned to their intuition. Okay, so this person that you've been drawn to, this person is probably like really connected to their intuition. That's how I feel here. And see here, in green, it's a person. It's a face, and it's almost like she's trying like to reach this person. You know, but it's funny, right? Because it's green, it can be like a character of the game. I don't know the game, so I don't know. But it can actually like be a physical character. But here it's almost, for me, it's almost like it is in the astral world, where this person is trying to reach to you. And look at her face, you know, she knows what she's doing, but this face is also like a bit like, what the fuck? So I think that's, yeah, like, what the fuck? What's going on? Right. So yes, so I feel like there's all this thing. I think there's a person or a situation involved that you are being drawn to. Your intuition is like it's leading you to this situation, to this person in specific, and it's probably like to show you something. What what are you supposed to learn? Okay, so some cards sometimes they're just really hard to get when they get on the floor. Okay, got it. Okay, so okay, so we got Queen of Swords, and we got Ace of Wands. Okay, so for the Ace of Wands, I see that is something new. So like what you should be learning here, it is something new. Okay, so perhaps you keep doing things in a really certain way, and now is the time for you to see it in a different way. And with the Queen of Swords, it's funny because we have another woman here, and she has this cauldron. I don't know how to say it. But and the color is green. What is heart chakra? And it's almost like she's seeing something on it, and she's like surprised. But for this one, I think it's you. Because I think like the Ace of Wands is the start of something new. And the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords energy, I feel it's like you're it's something about boundaries, it's something about like truth, it's something about like talking, like saying your truth, you know, like it's, and you're shocked. Like when you see this new way of things, you're gonna be shocked. Think like yes, that's the thing. Like you need to see your truth. You need to see how you say things to people, how you say your truth to people, how you show your truth. You know, how you communicate yourself to other people, and also your thoughts. I think that's huge here. That there's something new in this aspect. Probably like you always communicate in a way, you have this mindset that's really like, that is not flexible, that is like all black and white. And now is the time for you to start seeing things in a different way. Your intuition is trying to show you that things, they can be different. And it's funny because we got the Nine of Cups before. So it's almost like a wish coming true. Okay? And when I say a wish come true, it's like at some point you ask something. Okay? I don't know what it is, of course, but you ask something. And now the universe is preparing you to that. But you need to be open to the signs and to be open to the universe to give it to you so you can receive it. Okay, so the universe is preparing you for something that you ask for it. But the universe is preparing you for that so you can receive it. But then you need to understand that there's a new way of thinking, a new way of communicating, new boundaries, you know, that there are new mindset. You need a new mindset right now. That's what your intuition is trying to tell you right now. What's the advice for you? Let's finish here with your advice. I know I've talked a lot in the beginning of the video. But anyway, let's finish then with your advice. What's the advice? What's the advice for you today about this? Okay. So we got the Five of Swords. And the Five of Cups. Two fives. Double five. And five is about change. There's your sign again. So five is about change. So what I see here with the Five of Swords, that it's time to face some things. Perhaps you were turning your back for some stuff that involved communication, true communication, that involved boundaries, that involved to be in a different mindset. And you were turning your back a long time to that. You were like just, it's actually funny because like I almost feel like it has been a really long time. Like I don't know, it just came this wave of tired of like carrying like this mindset for so long that like even you are like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. It's like it's just, you know. So now it's time to face those things. Okay, now it's time to really face the truth, the communication, the boundaries. It is the time to face it. And with the Five of Cups, it's an interesting card. But again, if you see here, these two cards together, here's the monster, right? Like the big thing that you've been trying to avoid, you know, that you've been like turning your back to. Look, he's looking for this time, for this way. The monster is here. That's why I told you that you need to face it. Look, this guy, he's with a gun. He's with a gun. And he's trying to destroy like a huge thing. I don't know what this is, but with a gun. But he's going and he's facing it anyway, even if he has just a gun. Okay, so again, it's the time for you to stop avoiding it and to like face it, even though you have, I don't know, just a knife. Okay, I don't know what you have right now, but it is time to face it, to stop looking for just the negative stuff and to face it. I just looked at the timer and it was 5151. And anyway, it's just like my back started to hurt really bad right now. So like I feel like it's heavy. Okay, it has been heavy for you. But if you keep avoiding it, it's just like you're just gonna keep carrying it, you know, and it's gonna be heavy. That's all. But like if you actually face it, you can actually know what is going to happen. But I feel like most of it is about like truth, communication, and boundaries. And yes, it is time to face it and stop looking away. Well, guys, this was the reading for today. Let's see what's at the bottom. Guys, at the bottom, we have the Ten of Cups. Okay. And at the top, we have the Emperor. What is the match with the Empress right there? So I don't know if you've watched it. Just remind me. Yes, I just remember about this reading that I did the other day. Yes, it was actually like 2 days ago. Anyway, it doesn't matter where you're watching this, but like I'm just trying to keep a timeline right now. But then it came to my mind like about that reading, that it was saying that it was time for you to be in your Emperor energy. And this could be it. This could be like your trial, you know, your test for you to actually get to that energy, if it's meant for you to be in that energy right now. But anyway, but like because the Emperor was at the top, it's really possible. That's really possible that this is a preparation. This is like an initiation for you, because the Emperor is like, dude, like the Emperor is like someone who controls the whole shit. It's like is the guy, is the woman, you know, it's that person that everyone would like to be with anyone. And then we have the Empress, and like the Empress and the Emperor, they're like a match, right? And that's why, if we're talking about like someone here, and we also got the Lovers at the bottom too, so like probably there is like kind of some kind of love or affection if it is a person. And but in your case, then I feel like the person that you want to be with or the person you love, it is already in the Empress energy, right? So whatever, if it's just a she, a he, they, but this person is already in a really pretty cool energy. So and yes, and the Empress energy is the kind of energy that they won't accept less of an energy, if you get me. So like the Empress, they won't really accept like a knight. They won't accept like a page. They won't even like a king. Maybe depending on the king, she will, or he will, they will. but an Empress, they want an emperor because they want someone to match their energy. So it doesn't matter if it's a person or a situation. You need to match the energy to what you want to get. Okay, so if you want to be with a person, you need to, and this person is like in this Empress energy, and you want to be with this person, you need to match the energy. Okay, to be like, to just think of that person. Okay, because probably you won't be even able to get to that person anymore if you're not matching their energy. And I mean it. Like this energy thing is like, especially like the Empress and the Emperor mode, they're really, really like the top people, guys. It's like, if you are on that energy, you don't let anyone in. Okay, you won't let like just whatever person in your energy. Is not how it works. So if this is for you, if this is your test to be in an Emperor energy, or like again can be a situation too, or a job or something, is like you need to be in this Emperor energy to get things done, to do things, because the Emperor is someone who get things done. Okay, so probably you need to be in the energy to get things done at work, at your family. I don't know, it just came to my mind, like family wise, perhaps you're like dealing with some family stuff that you need to like be more assertive. Yeah. Anyway, that's the message for you today, guys. If you have any questions, doubts, just let me know. You can comment or you can text me. Feel free to, anyway, either of them. I don't know, it's kind of off today. I don't know, it's like your energy is like, it's all around. I think like your energy is really like flowing right now. It's really like going all through your body and stuff. That's pretty cool. That's fun and not fun, right? But anyway, enjoy. Bye bye.